So tonight we continue a newer graduation tradition called the last lesson. Our speaker is not a guest, but a member of the Foundation Academy faculty. Several months ago, the senior class submitted names of a faculty or staff member they wanted to speak tonight for their last lesson. It's been kept a secret from the seniors until now. I know y'all know. Come on. This speaker was an overwhelming choice to give a last lesson to you seniors. You know and you love him, and in turn, he knows and loves each one of you. Please join me in welcoming the last lesson speaker, Mr. Brock Ratzlaff.
Seniors, you have chosen wisely. In all seriousness, I'm so grateful and honored to speak with you. I love you all dearly. I want you to think about the words and the expressions you use today and throughout your high school experience. Will you still use them in 30 years? Will you still be using cap, gas, buses, sus, drip, fit, bet, riz, low-key, 8, brain rot, and many more? I grew up in the 90s, but no one really uses dope anymore. But one of my favorite expressions in high school, and I still use it all the time, and people still use it today, is "it's all good." In fact, I said it in Spanish class all the time, "todo es bueno." So the title for this last lesson, it's all good. I'll start with saying, when you surrender your life to Christ, it's all good. Take a look at the wristband that you were given. I got these for you so you will always be reminded of this glorious truth, Romans 8:28. And we know that God causes all things to work together for good, to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. Now I could end this lesson right now, and it's all good. But let me expound a bit. When you surrender your life to Christ, number one, life is good. Everything we have is from him. Your life, breath, talents, family, the time and place in which you'd be born, everything. We were created in the image of God and made to be in communion with him. This gives us meaning, purpose, and a calling to serve something greater than ourselves. Not only has he given you much by way of unique design and personhood, he has also given you wonderful memories. So let's recall a few of these good moments that we've shared together. I realized in my class we threw some things. We threw darts, and you all need to apologize to the wall in E207 for your horrible aims. Yet somehow you always managed to hit the dartboard when a free bonus point was on one. We also threw snowballs. Remember throwing the fake snowballs as hard as we could at each other just to see what would happen? Who knew that we'd be throwing real ones on the senior trip? How many of you got hit by a real one? We also threw tennis balls. And this is where we shared memories, experiences, and stories that brought us closer together. It's really how we developed such meaningful relationships. You won some competitions. Powder Puff, I'm proud of how you girls came together. Volleyball, back-to-back champs, especially when that junior year was awesome. And then you've learned a ton of things with all these amazing teachers and the great wisdom that's been poured into you by the incredible administrators, coaches, guidance teams. We sang a bunch of songs and listened to good music. You guys got me back in the country. It's a great day to be alive. You made a 5-part harmony for my name. The Creed concert with some of you guys and your dads. And then third period life calling, ending that karaoke with Goodness of God. Then to be around a campfire in 30-degree weather on the last night of the senior trip, singing Goodness of God again and other praise songs. It's an all-time favorite memory I'll never forget. But you also loved and served a lot. To see you seniors step up in chapel, sharing your stories, battles, victories, and just using your voices, and the love that you've shown me, You've given the most thoughtful gifts and expressed some of the kindest words I've ever received in all my years of teaching. And you did it up to the last day. We watched some great media and movie clips. Remember the life lessons. Always check the video before you show it, even if it is just a Home Alone 2 clip. Graduates, cherish the memories that you have experienced here with your classmates, teachers, teams, clubs, and rest assured that God will continue to bless you throughout your life in each new season. You always have a home here at FA. But hopefully you see that Jesus is the key to life. Not only does Jesus provide the source of life and give you life abundantly, as we've seen, he also shows you how to live. He showed us how to live as he's king of all creation, and yet he was the king who came to serve. So give your life in love and service to others. And he showed us how to love, and it looks like sacrifice. Jesus said there's no greater love than the one who lays down his life for his friend. Great love is sacrificing yourself to God and others. So the key to life is to love Jesus and love others. And give your life in service to them and to value relationships over things and achievements. Number 2, when you surrender your life to Christ, suffering is good. I'm not talking about the kind of suffering like Cody Kramer in 7th period having to say, holy, in order to give you all a bonus point. Or some of you listening to Hush I every time I played it, or other metal music. But I'm talking the kind of suffering like, say, Terry Silver when he says to Daniel LaRusso in the All Valley, now the real pin begins, Danny boy. But all jokes aside, in this life, you will face trials and tribulations. No one is immune to suffering in a fallen world. Remember Rocky Balboa. World ain't all sunshine and rainbows. You, me, or nobody's going to hit as hard as life. It ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Jesus himself declared, in this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I've overcome the world. He chose the path of suffering for you so you would never have to despair in trials and tribulations. In fact, Paul says we rejoice in our sufferings because we know it produces perseverance, character, and hope. It ultimately drives you to your Creator. Jesus is also the key to suffering. He showed us how to face suffering. First, by denying self. He always focused on the will of the Father, not his own comforts. He maintained an eternal perspective. And second, by taking up his cross, forsaking the fleeting pleasures of this world for a future glory. And he showed us how suffering can be good. Remember our first chapel? The cross of Jesus Christ, the ultimate picture of surrender, reveals to us that God can take the greatest evil and make it the greatest good. The death of his innocent Son for the salvation of the world. What will he do with your trials, tribulations, and sufferings? He'll make a stronger, better you that becomes more and more like him. The process of being conformed into his image is painful, and it guarantees personal loss, but it promises an eternal weight of glory beyond all comparison. Romans 8:18 says, "For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worth the comparing with the glory that is to be revealed to us." Enduring hardships promises a life of transformation and an everlasting impact beyond the grave. Lastly, number 3, when you surrender your life to Christ, death is good. Paul said in Philippians, "For me to live is Christ, and to die is gain." I have a question for you here. Can you name all 8 of your great-grandparents? Can anyone? John Chrysostom said, "If you knew how quickly people would forget you after your death, you will not seek in your life to please anyone but God." You see, dying can be dreadful to ponder, though dying and not being remembered, even scarier. But there's good news. God remembers. In judgment and in death, God remembers his people. He remembered Noah and the flood. He remembered the covenant with his people in Egypt. He remembered the thief on the cross as Jesus said, "Today you'll be with me in paradise." And a little closer to home, when one of our very own at FA went home to be with Jesus, Coach Denzel's final words were, "I see God, He's got me." Again, Jesus is the key and secret to dying. He said, "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, though he die, yet shall he live." Because of the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus, life triumphs over death. And we have a hope that outlasts this world. Jesus holds the keys to death and Hades for his victory over that last enemy of death. So the resurrection ensures that your future in death is good. And if death is victory, how afraid of life can we be? Life, suffering, and death rehearses the gospel. So keep that eternal perspective. Invest your life and love in eternity. And look to Christ, who gives you life. He shows you how to live, exemplifies how you face and endure suffering, and gives you an everlasting hope that death is not the end. Class of 2025, do not go gentle into that good night. And may your soul sing, "All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God." When you surrender your life to Christ, it's all good.